Pale, Pale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, 1843. True, very, very dreadfully nervous I had been and am, but why will you say that I am mad? This disease had shepherded my sense, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in the heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in the hell. How then? I am hurricane. Observe how healthy. How calmly I can tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object was none. Passion there was wrong me. He had never given me insult. For his gold I had no desire. I think it was the eye. Yes, it was this. He had the eye of a billionaire. Whenever it fell up of me, my blood ran cold, and I so disagree. I made up mind to take the life of the old man and thus rise myself of the eye forever. Now, this is the point. You fancy me mad, madmen knowing nothing, but you should have seen me how wisely I foresee. I went to work. I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week before I killed him, and every night about midnight I turned the latch of his door and opened it, and then, when I had met making opening suffering from the head, I put it in the dark lantern, all close, that no light shone out, and then I thrust in my head. Oh, you would have laughed to see how cruelly I thrust in it. I moved it slowly, so that I might not disturb the old man's sleep. It took me an hour to place the whole head, with putting the opening so far that I could see him as he lay opening his bed. Ha! What would madmen have been so wise as this? And then, when my head was well in the room, I unit the lantern curiously, so curiously and cautiously. I didn't eat just so much that a single thin ray fell up open the blue eye, and this I did so 7 long nights. But I found the eye always closed, and so it was impossible to do the work, for it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. And every morning, when the day broke, I went boldly into the chamber, spoke curiously to him, calling him the name and held his tone, and inquiring how they passed the night. So you see, they would have been very profound old man, indebted to suspect to every night and felt loved of him and wild.
Upon the eighth night, I was more than usually cautious in opening the door. I watched Minna's hand moves more quickly than did mine. Never before that night had I felt the extent of my own powers, of my sagacity. I could scarcely contain my feelings of triumph. To think that there I was, opening the door, little by little, and he not even to dream of my secret deeds or thoughts. I fairly chuckled at the idea, and perhaps he heard me, for he moved on the bed suddenly, as if startled. Now you may think that I drew back, but no. His room was black as pitch with the thick darkness, for the shutters were close fastened, through fear of robbers, and so I knew that he could not see the opening of the door, and I kept pushing it on stand I lie, stand I lie. I had my head in, and was about to open the lantern, when my thumb slipped upon the thin fastening, and the old man sprang up in bed, crying out, "Who is there?" I kept quiet, still, and said nothing. For a whole hour I did not move a muscle, and in the meantime I did not hear him lie down. He was still sitting up in the bed listening, just as I have done night after night, hearkening to the dead watches in the wall. Presently I heard a slight groan. I knew it was the groan of mortal terror. It was not a groan of pain or grief. Oh no, it was a low, stifled sound that arises from the bottom of the soul when overcharged with agony. I know the sound well. Many a night, just at midnight, when all the world slept, it was welled up from my own bosom, deepening with its dreadful echo. A terror that distracted me. I say I knew it well. I knew what the old man felt, and pitied him. Although I chuckled at her, I knew that he had been lying awake ever since the first sleep noise. When he had turned in the bed, his fears had been ever since growing up him. He had been trying to fancy them causeless, but could not. He had been saying to himself, "It is nothing but the wind in the chimney. It is only a muse crossing the floor, or it is morally a cricket which and has made a single chip." Yes, he had been trying to comfort himself with these suppositions, but he had found all in vain because death, in approaching him, had stalked with his black shadow before him, and enveloped the victim. And it was the mournful influence of the unperceived shadow that caused him to feel, although he neither saw nor knew, to feel the presence of my head within the room. It is nothing but the wind in the chimney. It is only a muse crossing the floor, or it is morally a cricket which and has made a single chip. Yes, he had been trying to comfort himself with these suppositions, but he had found all in vain because death, in approaching him, had stalked with his black shadow before him, and enveloped the victim. And it was the mournful influence of the unperceived shadow that caused him to feel, although he neither saw nor knew, to feel the presence of my head within the room.
But even yet, I refrain, I keep still. I scarcely breathe. I have the lantern motionless. I try how sternly I could maintain the right upon the eve. Meantime, the heavy statue of the heron increased. It grew quicker and quicker, and louder every instant. The old man's terror must have been extreme. It grew louder, I say louder every moment. Do you mark me while I have to talk that I am nervous? So I am. And now, at the dead hour of the night, I am in the dreadful silence of that old house. So strange a noise, as it excited me to uncontrollable terror. Yet, for some minutes longer, I refrained, I stood still. But the breathing grew louder. I thought the heart must burst. And now a new anxiety seizes me. The song will be heard by a neighbor. The old man's hour had come. With a loud jet, I threw open the lantern and leaped into the room. He screamed once only. In an instant I dragged him to the floor and pulled the heavy bed over him, and then smiled gaily to find the deed so far done. But for many minutes the heart beat on with muffled sound. This, however, did not vex me. It would be no heard through the wall. At length it ceased. The old man was dead. I removed the bed and examined the corpse. Yet he was stunned. I placed my hand upon the hair and held it there many minutes. There was no possession. He was stone dead. His evil would trouble me no more. If still you think me mad, you will think no so longer when I describe the worst precaution I took for the concealment of the body. The night wanted. I worked hastily but in silence. The first of all I dismembered the corpse. I cut off the head and the arms and the leg. I then took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and deposited all between secondly. I then replaced the board so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eyes, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. There was nothing to wash out, no stain of any kind, no blood spot whatever. I had been too way for that. I soon had got all. Haha.
When I had waited a long time, very patiently, without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a very light crevice in the ladder. By opening, you cannot imagine how gently, until at length a simple dim ray, like the thread of the spider, shot from out the crevice and filled full open the vulture eye. It was open, wide open, and I grew furious. I as furious as I gazed upon it. I saw it with perfect distinctness, all a dull blue, with a hideous veil over it that chilled the very marrow in my bones. But I could see nothing else of the old man's face or person, for I had directed the ray as if by instinct, passing on the damned spot. And have I not told you that what you mistake for madness is but over a coolness of the sense? No, how I saw there came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I knew that sound well too. It was the beating of the old man's heart. It increased my fury, as the beating of drum.
The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them. I was singularly at ease. They sat, and while I answered cheerily, they chatted of familiar things. But ere long, I felt myself getting pale and wished them gone. My head ached, and I fancied a ringing in my ears. But still they sat and still chat. The ring became more distinct. It continued and it became more distinct. I talked more freely to get rid of the feeling, but it continues and gained definitiveness. Until at length I found that the noise was not within my ears. No debut. I now grew very pale, but I talked more fluently and with a high voice. Yet the sound increased, and what could I do? It was a loud, dull, quick sound, much such a sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I gasped for breath, and yet the officer heard it not. I talked more quickly, more heavily, but the noise steadily increased. I arose and arose about trifles in a high key and with violent gesticulation, but the noise steadily increased. Why would they not be gone? I paced the floor to and fro with heavy strides, as if excited to fury by the observation of them, but the noise steadily increased. Oh God, what could I do? I foamed, I raved, I soared, I swung the chair upon which I had been sitting and grated upon the boards, but the noise arose over all and continued increase. It grew louder and louder and louder, and still the man chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not? Almighty God, no, they heard, they suspect, they knew, they were making a mockery of my horrors. This I thought, and this I think, but anything was better than his annoyance. Anything was more tolerable than this derision. I could bear those hypocritical smiles no longer. I felt that I must scream or die, and now again, hark louder, louder. Villains, I cried, dissemble no more. I admitted death. There up the planks where here it's the beating of his hideous hair.